So I was just in the locker room at my gym, and I went to go use the sauna. And when I walked in, I noticed that there were two very attractive guys in there. So I walked in and sat down next to them. And usually, like, I'll take my towel off and just let everything hang out. But both these guys had their towels on, so I kept mine on too. So I'm sitting there, and I'm not gonna lie, I always feel like a little awkward when there's very attractive guys in the sauna with me, because I'm trying not to, like, look. But it's kind of hard not to, because they're cute. So I'm mainly looking straight ahead, but out of the corner of my eye, I can tell that one of these guys is, like, glancing over at me a few times. And he's not glancing at my face, like, he's looking down there. And the guy who's looking is sitting there with his towel, like, just barely covering himself. Like, just the corner of his towel is over himself, which is the same way I decided to sit. And the other guy has his towel, like, fully covering himself, right? So I assume both these guys were straight, but, like, the way this guy keeps glancing at me makes me think that maybe he's not fully straight. So I decided to run a little test on him. Like, I was getting really sweaty from being in the sauna. So I lifted up my towel and wiped off my face. And when I lift up my towel to wipe off my face, it makes everything very visible. So I wiped off my face and then, like, immediately looked at this guy when I moved the towel down, and he's looking. And then to my surprise, about 30 seconds later, this guy lifts up the corner of his towel and wipes off his face, making everything of his very visible. And I couldn't help but glance. Like, it was pretty, okay? Plus, I was pretty sure that this guy wasn't fully straight. Like, he's checking me out, and he's making it pretty easy for me to check him out. So I'm getting pretty excited at this point. Like, I've flirted with guys in the locker room before. I'm familiar with the picking the towel up, making things visible move. So I'm thinking this guy is wanting something to happen, but I'm not positive because straight guys pick up the corner of their towels too, and maybe I misread the room. So I waited a couple more minutes, and then I lifted the corner of my towel up again to wipe off my face. And this time I kind of like wiped off my face, I wiped off my shoulders, my chest, my stomach. I made it so my towel was lifted up for a pretty long time. I also paid very close attention to what this other guy was looking at the entire time I was doing that. And I definitely caught him looking over a few times. And then about 20 seconds later, I noticed that this guy was, how do I say this without getting in trouble? Something was growing under his towel. Like, I could see it becoming semi-excited. Like, I don't know if the other guy noticed, but I was paying really close attention to, like, that area on him. And it was very obvious to me that, like, it pretty much doubled in size. So now I'm convinced that this guy's interested, and I'm just having fun toying with him. So the next thing I did was I adjusted my towel so that, like, just the tip was visible. Like, my towel was still over me, but, like, the tip was down below it. And this guy noticed for sure because he's now glancing over at it, like, every 15 seconds. And while this is happening, the other guy who kept his towel all the way on, like, gets up and leaves the sauna to go shower. So now it's just me and the guy who was checking me out alone in the sauna. And sorry guys, I ran out of time, but I'll post part 2 soon. So hit follow if you want to catch that.